Wake up. Hi, good evening. So, I cannot talk as loud because my family in the other room has to sleep super early for their fishing trip, the deep sea kind. Like, they have to get a boat and go to the deep sea area or the bay and catch much larger fish there. And I can't go because I get motion slash seasick. Yay. But I still have to wake up early to help get breakfast and all that stuff. So till then, I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest. Um, and if this setup is kind of shaky, it's because I'm on my bed. I'm in the different room because, like I mentioned, they gotta sleep early. Whatever. So, I don't know what to do because I was working on several things at the same time. One of the newest addition are these styrofoam bears. I don't like them very much because apparently some of them received some damage in the packaging. But it could be a zombie bear or it could just be a handicapped bear. Nothing wrong with that. I kind of felt bad. And I also didn't notice that this was a thing until I already painted halfway in, but let's commit. The only downside is it's too light, but I was thinking about doing like a kind of gummy bear sort of deal, but I'm getting lazy. So maybe just something pastel. And the people that showed up were not impressed. Well, fine then, I'll do it for myself. Anyway, I have a few bears left over, and while I blindly paint them, I'll figure out what else I can do because I have a multitude of works in progress. They're always around, just I either misplaced them or I forgot about them. Either or. So I have the progress of this. This still bothers me, and I think Kenshiro was not impressing the next person. What else is new? But I still want to paint, figure out how the hell do I fix this, maybe make a kind of mist around here to hide my flaws because I don't know what they put here. Probably more muscles. So there's option 2. Option 6, I can continue this. I miss this. It's supposed to be 90s anime self-portrait, but we have, what number was it? I forgot. Then I have this, and I have more card art. I did make a recent post, and a few posts and a reel for the cards. So I have been somewhat productive, but not to the standard that I usually do. I don't think I can do that anymore, or at least not for a while, because I'm like all over the place and frigging exhausted. I don't know if I'm running on fumes, but I'm just like doing a bunch of stuff and they don't impress people apparently. So I think for now, let's just work on some bears. And I'm going to look through some references in a bit to figure out what I can do for the next drawing. I can do Black Myth Wukong or some other, but I don't have my reference on me. That sucks. But here we are. Let's just figure something out. Also, I don't like how this color looks, so I'm going to change the color. That was also bothering me. I don't know why. Something about it just like, ew, what's that? So, oh, right, I gotta do, oh. Yeah, this angle is not my friend. So we gotta paint the booty. Okay, yeah, this is a lot better. I like this pink more than the other one. I probably need somewhere to lie it on. Well, you have plastic, so I could put you on here. I don't even remember why I bought these bears. I thought, oh, I could do little custom projects with them. And then I just didn't care. I just set them aside and hoped that, oh, I'll figure something out. I think they could be a kind of garland or decorative thing happening, but I don't know what. Until then, I'm just going to paint and hope something comes up. But for now, maybe just it could be a kind of garland, but I don't, that's already sounding like a lot. So I'm just spitballing as to what the heck am I going to do. Also, I'm a little under the weather because women problems. Sorry for the TMI. Well, it's not real TMI. I try to keep it as vague as possible because no one wants to hear that. But it just happened earlier this evening. I was like, what the hell? What the hell is that? Why do I have to be like that? Right before a live stream. And I didn't want to, suddenly, I already mentioned on my stories, oh, I'm going to do live stream early in a few minutes, but a few minutes turned to like 2 or 3 hours later because I had to put groceries away and then I had to wash dishes and I had to clean up a bit. I had to start cleaning up. Yeah, I also have to clean up after. Gosh, I did the night chores, but there's some stuff I gotta pack away because someone's asking me to clean up again. But I already started since, I'm gonna say, 2 days ago. It's not a lot, but it's better than nothing at all. And I threw some things out, thankfully. But it's gonna take a long time with our pace and the amount of junk here. I realize sometimes when I pass by people's homes and garages, most of them have a bunch of junk at their place too, because the garbage system here is kind of caca. They automatically give you like small, tiny garbage bins, and then if you want a bigger one, they charge you extra. So I was like, oh, thanks. So we're stuck with the tiny one, and it takes forever to throw out anything. So that's our reason why we have stuff backpiling. It sucks, but other counties don't have this problem, I think, or at least one county I'm familiar with, but other places I have no idea. But it's complicated. So yeah, and I scared off people with my garbage talk. That sounds about right. Okay. I'm sitting over my foot. I worry I'm going to get a foot cramp or my foot's going to fall asleep. This one's not too bad. I have yellow, but I don't like how it's turning out. So I'm going to make it a bit lighter. Hopefully I don't spill it. Good luck. If you're wondering, why didn't you clean the water? It's because I'm tired. And I found a paintbrush. It's under this stupid wooden thing. Sounds about right. Oh. I'm just doing touch-ups of these tiny bears for now. And then hopefully I'll feel a little better. Yeah, I'm like, ugh. Oh. So how's your guys' week turn out? Mine was a lot more relaxed, though. There were just moments where I was doing a whole bunch of stuff, and that's kind of the general gist of my schedule. Like either nothing is happening or at least 10 things are happening at the same time while I have to do errands. Yeah. It's kind of annoying, but them's the breaks. But this week was a lot more chill than the past week and the weeks where I had trips. Um, I was also debating whether or not I should do like video vlogs of the trip. I don't really have too many videos because my phone sucks at recording. And I don't know what people like except Korean War shorts. I did take a handful of videos of the Korean War Museum um, in Dandong City. I think for sure people would like that, but then yeah, and there's a whole bunch of people still saying it's fake. It's fake. That never happened. It's fake, and I'm like, goodness gracious, man. There's evidence, and how can they make up that stuff? They don't have that kind of time. They got other things to do, so yeah. And they have the bridge that was blown up there too. It's right there, waiting for people to visit. The broken and the new one. Yeah, there's two bridges. One of them is the original bridge that was blown up, and the other one is the new bridge that connects from China to North Korea. Yeah, that kind of stuff. I'll try to make it lighter. And then, yeah, I'm just still debating on what to do for those. That's going to take a while. It's not anytime soon. Because I'm not the kind of person, like, once I have a trip, I will immediate start uploading my travels. No, I'm not. I'm the type of person that, like, maybe 6 months later, I send a few posts of pics, and then that's it. And that's if I even remember. Yeah, I'm that annoying. Okay, so this one is pretty okay. Ugh. Then I know there's some new colors. I mean, I'm gonna try to make some more of like a gradient to blended rainbow bears sort of thing. I don't know. I don't have this purple yet. Oh, no. I have this other. That purple I had to mix colors. It was kind of annoying. Let's do a new. Ah! No! Get out. Yeah, I'm slowly trying to make do with the crafts I purchased. The craft materials. It's gonna take a long time. I think I have to use the remainder of my lifespan to do even a tenth of my craft materials. Oh gosh. And then I always see potential in other things. And then I was looking at bracelet beads or reishi or heishi beads the other day. They're like these flat donut shaped beads, clay beads. Oh no, someone ate a part of your. See, that's what happened with this other. Why is it always purple? That's like a warm purple, and this one's a cool purple. And someone took a bite out of your head. Oh, I don't want to exclude you. You can that you were born like that. I'm sorry. You can join our club. Have to paint over your flesh wound. I'm sorry. Maybe they can be zombie bears. I know that's not a creative idea, but because of the casualties of this one and that one, I might have to resort to that because it's not your fault. And a part of your arm got. What's up with you guys? It's not your fault, but at the same time, who gave me defective bears? I think it was the dollar store, the $1.25 store. I think. Yeah, we don't even have dollar stores anymore. They're called $1.25 stores. Sheesh, that's so lame. But that's how it is now. I'm not even eager to go to Daiso anymore because they used to be 150. Now they're 225. That's a lot. But compared to other stores, it's still good. So I think they're trying to bank on that. And while I still go to Daiso, I'm not as eager to purchase things over there. Oh, hey, what's up? I'm just painting over teddy bear flesh wounds and missing appendages. Um, I'm a little unwell, so I'm just doing easier stuff. Plus, I have to make, um, well, I'm not really having to make them, but I just need to use my craft materials that I keep hoarding because they're just stockpiling in the closet and I need to use them. Then I could decide whether I can give them as gifts or use them as decorations. Probably. Eh, a little bit, but thank you. It's not really not much. Plus, some of them have like open wounds for whatever reason. They were like that when I got here, and by the time I noticed, it's already like this, and I felt bad. So I was like, oh, well, I'll keep painting you. I'm not going to throw you in the trash. So, what's up with you? Sorry if it's kind of wobbly here. I'm on my bed, so it's going to be a bit wobbly. And let's wait a bit. Let's see, other things. It's only a tiny bit creative. I think if I were to be more creative, I'd probably do extra stuff. But right now, I just need to get the base color down, then I'll figure something out. I'm just filling in the gaps. Which one? The live stream or doing art things? Well, I can answer both questions more or less. I didn't really do crafts seriously until about 2000. I'm gonna say 13. Art in general, maybe around since 2 or 3 years old, but not like this. Obviously, I was just into art since I was very young. As for live stream, I'm gonna say around 2022, but it was off and on. I tried here first on YouTube. I hated it. Then I went to Instagram and did reels. That was more fun. But then their rules kept changing and their algorithm is caca. So I went crawling back to YouTube because I got nowhere else to show whatever I'm doing. And then, yeah, it's not that long. I'm still fairly new, or at least a nobody. But I don't want to be viral famous or any like really high level famous. That kind of petrifies me. I just do this for fun. I mean, if I were to monetize, yeah, that would basically be like a little side gig. But right now I'm just taking it easy. Oh, there's some parts here. I don't. Oh, maybe because I was holding on to it. I think it's better to work on this with like clay figurines or those resin figurines. These are a little too light and very cheap feeling. They're not really, but I already bought them, so I might as well use them. And because they're quite cheap looking. Oh god, this one, ugh, I have to hold that aside. I don't have the colors for them right now. I threw the paint somewhere. That one is here. Oh, mistake, mistake, remove mistake. My brain farted. I was supposed to do this one, and then I went here for some reason. Whoopsie doodle. Just wipe your poo poo and let's just do over. See, I have a pet peeve for people who blow their proportions way. I mean, they blow their mistakes or mishaps way out of proportion. It's not a super annoying pet peeve, just something I just take notice. I'm like, okay, calm down now. You don't have to make a fuss. I just know some people that just blow a gasket when they make the smallest mistake. I don't do that. It's like I don't want high blood pressure. So, oh gosh, my phone. Sorry. Sorry, phone. But when I think because I make so many mistakes in my art stuff, I don't really fly into a rage that I did that. Maybe at most I'm like, ah, you stupid, why'd you do that? And then I just carry on and just fix it. 'Cause using up that extra energy to blame yourself, get mad at the mistake, your fault, I don't have time for that. But again, it really depends on the situation. art related, I'm not going to blow a gasket. Something more serious related, that's a different situation, obviously. But for this kind of stuff, that's fine. Yeah, most times I'm pretty chill unless you give me reason to not be chill. That makes sense, right? Always being high strung and pissed off at everything. Ugh, I'm too old to be like that. Of course, a lot of things make me mad, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't feel like expo- overexerting myself over something that's out of my control. That's basically how it would be. But I do know of people who don't even want to try art things, and then they get kind of flustered when I ask them to try, or they just shut down and don't tell me anything, and they just keep saying they're bad, they're bad, they'll never be good at, like, you can't just say that. You gotta try. It's one thing where it's something extreme like scuba diving or um, doing a zip line or doing a jumping out of a plane with a parachute. This is stuff you find at home and you try it. That's why I think it's kind of stupid to. I think, okay, I won't like look at you funny, but I just think it's a little silly to blow a take trying to do a drawing and expecting amazing prodigy like results. That's not how it works. Unless you are like that, then hey, that's great. But most times, no. Also, you have to like what you're doing. That's another thing. If you hate what you're doing, then I understand why you wouldn't want to do art stuff. But if you're curious and want to try, by all means, do it at your own pace. And that's what's great about art. You can do it at your own pace. You're in no rush. Unless you have deadlines and this is your career or your life's work, that's probably a different story. But as a curious little hobby, go ahead. You can just use stuff you have at home. Even cheap stuff you can get at the dollar store or Target or Walmart. I don't know if Target's considered cheap, especially nowadays. But yeah, there's materials everywhere. And then again, there's materials everywhere. So you have to be careful with that or you become a hoarder. I think some those hoarders shows, some of them were into arts and crafts and sometimes would hoard craft supplies. And I'm like, oh my God, I need to be careful. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have this one I can't do because I gotta mix colors and I misplaced those paints. I think they're in the other room. So I have these bears right now. Very cute. Oh, hey. Yeah, me too. I can't say I'm recovering yet. But I have my share of hoarded art supplies. That's why I'm trying to use them. Like, I'm trying to use them. Now, I gotta let some of these dry. It looks like I'm setting them aside to bake, but no, they just need to dry. Oh, I found it, but I don't feel like mixing paint right now. Oh yeah, I didn't used to like crafting. I was kind of a drawing snob when I was younger. I was like, oh my god, I hate my old self sometimes. But I think in recent years, I don't know, like mid to 2010s about, I would see some people's crafts or minimalistic crafts, and I thought those were kind of cool. So and polymer clay really got me hooked in, but I had to stop doing polymer clay because a lot of the times my stuff broke, and that kind of irked me a lot. So whoopsie doodle. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to look up references that I haven't done for a while. And there's this comic book called Weapon Zero. I don't know a lot of people that know of Weapon Zero, unfortunately. Well, their arts, I always loved their art, but then as I got older, I realized some of their art's a little questionable, especially when you realize I think she's like 16 years old from feudal Japan, and they put her in the skimpiest outfit possible. Same with her, but at least she covers up more. Even I think because she's older and has a white streak of hair. But her, my gosh, they give whatever reason to make her extra skimpy. But when I was a kid, I kind of just ignored that because I just thought of that as like, okay, whatever. Guys like that, I don't. So I just ignored it. But as I got, oh no. I mean, oh yeah. Maybe I should draw him on my cards. Freaking Voldo. The only thing is, I can't see the art too well because it's kind of pixelated. He's funny. I like him. It's like, that was kind of interesting. Like, oh, he's from Italy. I was like, which part of Italy? I don't know, but I like him. I need to draw him. I forgot about him. That's a good reminder. And there is his other outfit right here. Oh my gosh. What is he wearing? I don't know. This one I don't like. This one is like, this one's the lesser of two evils, so I'd probably draw him with this. Yeah, if I'm not careful, I could be geeking out on comics, and I don't read them sometimes. Not all the time, but I do. They sure talk a lot. That's all I can say. I don't know. Yeah, the thing about comic books, they're very male oriented because they're drawn mostly by men, basically. So I got into the comic books because my oldest brother was in comic books. But then as I got older, I realized, my God, I definitely was not supposed to be in that hobby department. But at the time, I did not care. Nowadays, I don't care as much, but it's just something I noticed a lot more. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh gosh, that was embarrassing as hell. Oh my gosh, I would just avoid drawing hands as much as I can, or I would just make like, I guess that's what hands look like. Like, lady, girl, you have hands here, but then they're like grown up man hands. I don't have grown up man hands at 12, you know? And then, yeah, those drawings were from like mid 90s to early 2000s, I think. I wish I had, sorry, I'm looking at this. This is like a crossover between Silver Surfer and Weapon Zero. It's alright. Just, I feel like I'm too old to redo this stuff. Hmm. Oh my god. This is when X-Men used to have Wolverine look super all messed up. I did like Storm's outfit here, though. I thought this one was kind of cool. This is like the old stuff. Like, I don't know what goes on. Oh, the one. What was his power? He was just really good at martial arts. I don't know. I just thought his power was so weird. Like, is that a superpower or is that just regular human powers? I don't know. Stereotypes and racism were quite frequent in comic books. Actually, I should try to redraw some of that old stuff. That's one thing I wanted to do, but I don't have that stuff on me right now. They're somewhere in the house. I'm still cleaning and trying to look for them. They're definitely a favorite pastime, but sometimes when I try to draw old things, I get bored. I wish I didn't have that problem. That really irks the hell out of me. Okay, I don't know what else to draw. I'm just like, ugh. And I'm starting to get lazy on this one already. Okay, so which one? I also need to fix this one. This one's pretty bad. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust here. Yeah, I was a big fan of Psylocke, especially during the first reveal when she switched bodies with that Japanese assassin. And then I thought she was cool, but then later on, as I got older again, being an adult female, you realize, geez, they really laid it on thick with the hypersexuality of this woman. And then later, I think they switched their brains back together. But I thought the Betsy body, the British body, passed away from the legacy virus. But then there's another one. That's why I'm kind of confused when they introduce multiverses. I was like, can you not do that? Can we just stick to one universe, please? No. Oh, cool. Yeah. 17 base mask? Wow. Man, I have 0. Ugh, I'm just been busy or getting over the stupid jet lag or running around doing things. But maybe sometime next week or in the second week I'll start looking into the materials, review the materials again for masks, and then try to start maybe a little one. I would like little ones. I think would be cute. If I did real ones, I think I would be intimidated, but having a little mask would be kind of cute. I've been into small things lately, and I think that would be very interesting to do. Yeah, don't worry about that. I stopped keeping track of Marvel and comic books in general around the 2010s. So a lot of the lore I know is definitely outdated, but some people prefer the old lore rather than the new stuff coming out. But I do know a few people that are still constantly reading the comic books, even if the stories they admit are kind of bad, but they just enjoy reading it for the sake of reading the comic books. I can't be like that. If it's a crappy story, even if it's a good popular label, I will abandon it. I'm not that loyal. Especially when there are just so many weird mutants, and I'm like, what the hell is that? Though I have an idea for this one. Scylla can be on this one. I just need to figure out what drawing would be good for it. Since she's always having those butterfly telekinesis or no telepathic powers and butterflies. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I don't know about Psylocke too much, except she was flirting with Cyclops and Jean Grey didn't like it. But they never really said why she was flirting with Cyclops in the first place. I think because she found him attractive or just messing with their relationship. I don't know. It was hella weird. And then they just stopped. It was like, what? And also, Cyclops is kind of a dirtbag. Always jumping from one person to the next. Well, he did have long relationships, but then always Jean Grey. Always Jean Grey. I thought she died, and then he just jumped onto Emma. I don't know. The lore is super weird. I stopped keeping track. This one looks cute. I just need to figure out what the heck do I draw here. Yeah, like right after Jean Grey died, when she gave up her life. I think he was, he was distraught. So I think they went to like Antarctica or something. I forgot where, and then they found Madeline Pryor, and there was and then turns out the Phoenix Force saved her body, but it was super weak, so they had to, I don't know the order, but yeah, he ended up with Madeline Pryor and had a baby who ended up to be Cable, but he had the legacy virus, so they sent him into the future to be cured or some other. I was like, what? Yeah, it's such a convoluted, really complicated storyline. And then when he found out that Jean Grey was alive after all, he practically abandoned Madeline and their baby for Jean Grey that came back to life later on. And then Madeline Pryor turned out she was a clone from, I guess, cells that Mr. Sinister collected from. I don't know. It was so weird, but he made a clone to get it to infiltrate the X-Men. She had no idea, but then I think she went crazy and she became the Goblin Queen, and her costume was quite revealing. But I kind of felt bad for her. Her life was just a copy of Jean Grey basically. And then later on Jean Grey had ended up dying. Well, they also got married, but then she died, and then he went after Emma Frost, I think. But I don't know if Jean Grey well got a lot. Like, yeah, they always reincarnate. That's why I get confused. Oh, hello there. Yeah, but when he traveled into the future and he grew up in the future, then he came back to our timeline. I think in the 90s or so. He was older looking than Cyclops. It was so weird. I was like, that's his kid? Why is he older than him? Yeah, it was so freaking weird. Okay, I want to draw something, but I'm trying to look up stuff. Sorry, I'm geeking out. Okay. Okay, actually, never mind this one. This is the bigger projects, like 8 by 8, 4 sheets. I will be intimidated. I don't have stickers. Do I have sticker? Because I want to do like the yeah, well, I think if you just look up even on Google, they may have some websites about Marvel lore and the characters. I used to be hella bored and look that up sometimes, especially when you can't keep track of every single character since there's so many characters. There was an artist character, I think her mutant name was Sketch. I was like, "Oh my god." I had a friend who used to call me Sketch. Initially, I didn't mind it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. As I got older, I hated it, but she kept calling me Sketch or Sketchy. Bothered the hell out of me. But, I kept quiet. Wait, let me see if I can find some washi tape of some kind. Ugh. Ooh, I don't have. I don't want to use real tape. It's gonna stick too much. Maybe if I adhere it to my leg a bit, and it won't be as sticky. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So if you want to speed up the process of using up your cards, you just tape them up. I can't find my other tape. Oh, cool. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Your nephew was into drawing Cyclops. Oh, I never drew him actually. I always thought he was kind of a cornball and a player, but I never drew him. I actually wanted to try to draw Nightcrawler. He looks cool to draw, but I just never got into him. And then is that enough? It's too pixelated for me to draw. Oh no, maybe I'll just do the. Oh, cool. He's difficult to draw. Well, the few images I saw of Chainsaw Man, the anime itself is too extreme for me, but the art and animation look really good. Just really extreme for me for anime. I actually struggle drawing anime. Even if I draw like that, it's like they have a standard, so it's kind of hard for me to like be a bit more creative without causing trouble. Well, not causing trouble. Okay, so I need my reference here. Hopefully it stays still. Oh, I said I wasn't supposed to do anything complicated and I do this instead. That sounds about right. I'll try to fix some areas I didn't like now that I notice it. And yeah, that I agree. Your kid. Your nephew's a badass. And oh yeah, Nightcrawler was always cool looking. I didn't pay attention as much. I was like always paying attention to Psylocke, sometimes Phoenix. Well, they just called her Jean Grey for the longest time. Then eventually they decided, okay, let's just give her an actual code name besides her real name. I used to like Jubilee a little bit, but they made her weird. She eventually, I think she got knocked up and had a child, and then she became a vampire. I was like, what? There was also Karma, but then I think they made her a part of the LGBT community, and they shaved her head, and she dyed it pink, and then she lost a leg. I was like, what? I mean, she got like a prosthetic leg made out of metal of some kind, but I was like, why do they do that to Asian characters? Like, they don't find them interesting, and then they do all this weird stuff just to make them more interesting. I just find that so odd. Oh, okay, yeah. It might be Blink. She has like these kinds of like portal sticks that she throws and she travels to different dimensions sometimes. She even had her own comic book series at one point, but I think she might have another one. I don't remember. Yeah, she was cool in Age of Apocalypse. She was short-lived when they introduced the New Mutants. I mean, not New Mutants, Generation X during the Phalanx invasion, I think. She gave up her life to save the young students. She was also young too, but then she sacrificed herself. But then in an alternate universe, she survived the Age of Apocalypse and ended up traveling different dimensions with a few other mutants like her. It was cool, but yeah, again, it gets a little weird, and it's hard for me to keep track. Sorry, I got distracted. Oh yeah. Oh wait, I did draw Blink. I think, but I miss. She was part of the cards. I think that I misplaced. I had like a bunch of cards I did, and then I put them somewhere, and I forgot where I put them. They're missing now. I don't know. They're in the house, just somewhere stupid. I'm so annoyed at myself when I do that. It's somewhere really stupid too. Oh, she's in a video game? I didn't know that. I only know Marrow. I liked Marrow, but she was kind of a butt. But she had a very rough childhood, and I think someone tried to kill her when she was young, but she had two hearts. I was like, oh, okay. She basically can regenerate bones from her body, similar to Wolverine, but hers is more painful. But then, yeah, um, she's very blunt and very crass, so she's not very likable. But she was really cool at the time. But I think they made her Miss Edgelord now, so I was like, oh, okay. I mean, she already was. She didn't have to, but they like shaved the side of her head and made her even more rude and annoying. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess that was unnecessary, but okay. There was a mutant like that in New Mutants. His name was Cypher, but because people didn't like him very much, I think the creators they killed him off. And I was like, oh my god. Yeah, he was a mutant that knew every language, including alien languages. But he was so boring. I was like, why did you do that? But they tried to make him interesting by having him pair up with Warlock, that alien robot cyborg thing. And so he would immerse his body into Warlock's body so he'd be able to engage in combat. But I think people just either people, the fans, or even the industry did not like him, so they killed him off. I think he sacrificed himself for Wolvesbane. I think. I don't remember exactly, but he died. I think they just were like, ugh, he's not very useful after all. That was a shame. I think they did bring him back, though. But yeah, they're always bringing back old, died off characters for some weird reason. Oh, that's okay. I don't know too much about comic books after the 2010s, so I can't compete with the old heads, the real geeks of comic books. Don't ask. I cannot compete with them. They would know way more than me and know all the technical lore questions. I would be like, I don't know. And I also read other comic books besides them. I didn't read DC, but I read like, Image comic books. I read sometimes Dark Horse. I also read Kabuki. Then Elf Quest was really good, but a bit too adult for when I was younger. But the art was cool. Oh yeah. Okay, I was like, oh, wait, this looks a little weird. No problem there. Yeah, it happens. Sorry, I'm trying to get this correct. I think I made her mouth too big. Yeah, the good thing about making the cards put together, you can get more than one card. You can make it like a big, giant, like a larger size, and it could be like a puzzle. But I only did 4 cards at most, and then I got kind of tired because then I wanted to do more to it. Oh gosh, there's a lot of detail here. I don't know if I'm gonna do all of it. I was like, let's do a lazy version of this, but this is also not very lazy either. And this little girl is Valeria. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I think she's from Greece. Um, and her power is being able to turn into this giant monster thing uh, as needed. And they call her Leviathan. And it's like this ginormous monster thingy that wears alien biotechnology, bio armor of some kind. Kind of similar to, what's that anime called? Guyver? Yeah, kind of similar looking to Guyver, actually. But not as violent as Guyver. Or Genocyber. Yeah, Genocyber is probably worse. Oh yeah. I don't think they're mutants. I think uh they were just like I mean, people plucked in different parts of time of human history in on Earth, and then they were sent to some sort of alien ship for to insert like their alien armor technology into their DNA, and so they can call forth their battle armor at whim. So like if they are about to fight, their armor just comes out of their skin somehow, and they have their, do I have a picture of them? I just did, and yeah, and they look like that. But some of them need more clothes. Well, later on, they finally cover her up a lot more, but it's like the very last um, issue when they go have their big alien war on Earth. That was the only time she really covered up. Oh, and I think also in space, they they covered up the 16-year-old finally. Yeah, I first saw that when I was like in of middle school age, so maybe around 12 or 13, and it seriously blew me away. That's why I was a lot more invested in Weapon Zero than Marvel, but I was into Marvel more as no, not more, but like 2. Just Weapon Zero had me in a chokehold. So I was almost always drawing Weapon Zero inspired fan art, Weapon Zero characters, OC, Mary Sue characters. Oh my gosh. It's pretty bad, but it was so much fun. Oh no, no, that was like one of the other people. That's her. This one. Yeah, she's supposed to be, yeah, I'm drawing her. So that's her original form. She's like a little 10, 12-year-old girl. And when she has to fight, she turns into that ginormous thingy. I really like this monster for like, what the hell is that? It's so cool. And I was geeking out like a crazy kid back then about it. And I would try to draw her, and I thought that was so badass. But when I see what I did before, I think I have that drawing somewhere. I have to look for it. I was just so impressed with that kind of art that I was just drawing it like crazy. I was very ambitious as a kid, but not as ambitious as some of these art prodigy kids, people, whatever, but I still had a lot of fun. Yeah, very chunky. Is there like a frame of reference? Oh yeah, yeah. So that's her in her regular armor, And let me see if I have the... dang it, I cannot find. Sheesh. Maybe it's in this one. Yeah, she's kind of like yay high. Yeah, that's the same little girl fighting off aliens. She has some muscles on her. And then, yeah, that's when they're about, like, yeah, of course they cover him, but no, she has to show off her midriff. Of course. Of course. Like, I'm not really much of a feminist, but they really did kind of give her less armor clothing than the rest of the... Like, thankfully, they covered her up well. Like, if they gave her outfit, I'd be quite pissed off. But yeah, and then there's also, like, that's a British guy. That's a Japanese girl. She's from, I think, Greece. And he's just the tip American guy, soldier, I think. Oh, no. He was an astronaut. He went to space. Okay, that. And he got taken over by an alien mind worm of some kind. But his wife fixed him up because she was an alien. And then she died. Oh, yeah. Hey, that's a good idea. I need to write that down. I don't have paper on me, so I'm gonna have to borrow my cards, but that's okay. Let's see. Valeria. Venom. Yeah, a lot of characters need the Venom treatment. He's also an alien symbiote. I don't know how to pronounce, but yeah, they're both aliens of some kind. They should get a collab. And I need to do more collabs with Venom and Zashiki Buddha, that cute little pig. But almost every time I draw him with Zashiki Buddha, it's always something like, kind of like Piglet. I kind of draw Zashiki Buddha like Piglet when Venom is around. Oh, she doesn't look like she's looking up. I'm like, oops. I'll fix it later. I just need some pencils out of the way. Have at it. I need to have a regular doodle pad. I have a few, but then I get distracted and it sucks. And then I also try to do like a sketch pad, a rough sketch pad for the drawings, but then I get carried away and draw it pretty good. It's kind of confusing. Oh, let me see. I forgot to mention that alien thing on her. That's her pet dog. Her dog also traveled with her into the future. I think that was kind of funny. And they gave him the ability to talk. And I think his name is Janice. So he kind of reminds me of Tiny Venom a little bit. Oh, nice. That's a good setup. I have too many things. It's not bragging rights. It's like I need to not do that too much and actually use my stuff. Oh my gosh. Oh, I made her kind of big. Oh, why do they make that? It looked more like an urn, but now it looks like Leviathan's head. Okay, I guess I'll do that then. It's not every day that I do this kind of... I haven't done Weapon Zero on here too. I didn't realize a lot of the childhood stuff I did not include in my cards. I hope I can maintain this workflow of doing card art because it's easy for me to get slack and lazy. Oh yeah. I don't even know half of. I mean, I heard of those, but then I don't know too much of their background stories, but I have heard of them. Yeah. Yeah, it's very sci-fi oriented. That's why I was at the time sci-fi was quite big, so I was like, "Ooh, this is interesting." And it's kind of funny because I wasn't even big into Star Wars. I knew a few friends into Star Wars and Star Trek, but I never really got into those franchises. But this one was less popular, so that's why I got into it. I have their entire series, I think, because someone sold their entire collection on eBay for cheap. Like, I got it, get it, and I did. And I need to have a serious like sit down and just geek out on Weapon Zero comic books. That could be an also possible live stream option. But if not a lot of people know about that comic book, I'd be like, okay, I don't know. And I haven't even read half of the story, so I mean I would skim through it because I was just more enthralled over the art rather than the story sometimes. Because sometimes when they were talking, I was getting bored, but I just enjoyed reading seeing the action scenes and looking at all the cool high tech alien art. I just thought that part was just so freaking awesome. Okay, she has a star on her shirt. I want to change that. Is drawing a planet redundant? Let's do Saturn. Draw her with Sailor Moon. No, no, that's okay. That's a bit on the nose. Oh. Oh, what's that movie called? I never heard of that. Sounds interesting though. As long as the story is good, I don't mind it. Even if the character is annoying. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of main characters I've seen in stories where I cannot stand them, but the story itself is good. I think one of it was like Full Metal Alchemist. Well, it's not sci-fi, but anime sometimes has sci-fi. But Full Metal Alchemist is one that comes to mind. Not alien related, but oh, I have to be quiet a tiny bit. I'm supposed to go to sleep, but I don't have to go fishing. That's why I can get away with this a bit. 58 minutes. I achieved a little. Oh, let me see how the bears are. Give me a second. Why is there a hair on here? Ah, bears, no. I don't like the shape of these bears, but now I've developed an attachment to the messed up ones. Oh, this one needs another coat of paint. Psycho Gorman. Never heard of it, but I'll look into that. I've just been trying to rewatch old animes that I can remember or what my few friends have talked about. And then hopefully I can find them on this one anime app that I have. I like it. I do have access to a bunch of animes, but there are so many ads, and you can't. They're like almost a minute long, and you can't really skip them. Irks the hell out of me, but they're definitely a fun watch when I can resume what I'm watching. Okay, as long as that's not the central focal point, I should be fine with that. Ooh, this air is gonna take way longer than I anticipated. I don't know why they made it like that. The The jar didn't look like that. Liar. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Either a necklace or a garland. But I don't have enough bears to make a garland. Maybe for like a tiny tree, or they can be like a pastel tree ornament. That would be really cute. But I don't have the correct thing to, unless I use glue, I think, or I hang them by the neck. I don't know. That might be a bit morbid for Christmas, but options are options. Okay. We have that, and I'm just trying to get the general idea here at this point, since I'm not even going to draw the hand. Oh, shoot, it's right here. Sorry. And plus, they did not do this correctly. I think they were just trying to make eye candy, and they were right. I was also thinking about doing different colored zombie bears. Not a creative idea, but I just wanted to utilize their missing appendages as a theme. Yeah, this one, someone took a bite out of its head. Okay, so that part's done, and then there's some aliens nearby. Oh gosh, those are going to take a while. Ooh, my foot's starting to fall asleep. Yikes. Oh. Oh no, I only saw that. I only say that just because I already saw like the Japanese mascot for like Zombie Bear or Zombear, I think it was called. I forgot, but they did have their own version of zombie bears, and they look really cute. So I thought, oh, that they already came up with that. Then there was also that Gloomy Bear. Is that the one, the bear with the claws that beats up its owner or friend? I don't know. Oh, nice. Man, you are full of ideas. I wish I was. You're way more creative than I am. That is definitely a hands down. See, I'm taking notes. I also have to make sure there's no one leaving me messages. Sometimes when I'm online and then my friends leave messages, but I turn off the notifications so I don't get distracted. But then I get carried away with my live stream, and then when I check, oh crap, they've been on there for like an hour. Sorry. Okay, so we have one girl here. The aliens I will draw a little bit later. It's a bit too much. But I can at least draw the girl. And then the tiny mosquito aliens. Yeah, that's what I was like. I do have that old lady brain fog. That sucks. But yeah, it was basically, yeah, that's alright. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I tried to color even just the skull of the Terminator at one point. Oh my god, that I was regretting my life's choices when I was coloring that, and I was using the what are those? Those alcohol ink? No, those alcohol um ink markers. Oh my god, man, those were that was a difficult draw. How they came up with all of that from head to toe, I'm blown away. I wish I was that talented. But yeah, I do appreciate that level of skill and creativity to come up with all of that. I think the original author was a black lady. She wrote a story similar about that stuff, and then I think James Cameron adapted that into a movie. I think that's what I remember. Oh my god, yes. Already at 30, you're so young. I don't think you want to be 42. No one does. Sometimes I would ask friends or people I meet, like, do you want to exchange ages? And they're like, oh, hell no. I was like, I know. I figured I'd just. Oh no, that pen sucks. Please don't suck, pen. I'll be upset. Okay, this one works. I think I didn't make her eyes big enough since she's a little kid. And there's a kind of glare on the lead, so I'm like, oops. Okay, bears. Let's move. Since I'm not painting, you can go up here. Eh. Okay, sorry. I was just trying to make sure I get all of that correctly. Because while I do have pencils, that doesn't mean I fully follow the pencil lines I do. I do have a grace period. Even if the ink turns out wrong, I can also fix it with painting. Depending on what materials you have, you can afford to make mistakes. But if there's like a time limit or your lack of materials or I don't know, some weird situation where you have to be, I think like wood burning, like that wood burning art, I think that is a little more difficult because when you screw up, oh shoot, it's right there. And yeah, coloring metal, someone at a convention when I used to go told me how to color it. It's so much better. If I did crosshatch, it doesn't look as sleek and finished, but if you just do like big bold lines, thick lines, black lines, it looks a lot more sleek. And then if you're use metallic colors, especially like grays or golds or different kinds of grays, it seriously helps you out a lot more. But I don't really draw metal stuff as much as I used to. Maybe the last one I did was Alphonse Elric, and even then that was a little bit butchered, but it's okay. And by butchered, I mean he was chibified, but it's okay. He looks better as a chibi. Okay. Oh, I just realized, fun fact, I never really followed a was it Bob Ross? I almost said David Ross. A Bob Ross um, painting tutorial. Though he does oil paints. I don't do oil paints. I know they have like the non-smelly materials, but I just got lazy. But I did hear oil paintings are really good to work with. Oh, I think they're okay. Okay, I need to sit. All right, so oh, what was your chipified character? Usually it's Alphonse Elric. Though I saw one, a Vampire Hunter D, as a chibi. That was the most cutest thing ever. And it wasn't super like the typical chibi. He was just like a simplified, small, chubby character. And I thought that was the cutest thing ever. I need to find that image again and draw it. It's just too cute. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, airbrushing too looks like a lot of fun. I think I would adapt more to airbrushing. But yeah, I just saw all the materials that I saw like one YouTuber have, and I was like, that looks expensive. And then whenever I remember going to like art stores and seeing like featured airbrush materials, they did not look cheap. They don't sound cheap or have cheap materials. Not to mention sometimes cheap materials while I do vouch for those, when it comes to like that kind of medium, you might need the higher quality because you don't want to spend on cheaper airbrushing stuff, and turns out it sucks, and you have to buy the holiday, so you end up spending more money than you should. That's why I don't really try to invest in airbrushing. I would like to try. Just and then oil. I think oil painting. I remember using that for a Little Mermaid paint by number, and they provided oil paints, which I thought was like, oh, that's different. The smell was disgusting. I hate it. I know it's only for children, but it was a very viscous, oily oil smell. It was like, what the hell? This is what oil painters use? I ain't, this ain't for me. And then I remembered my sister using oil paints. I hated the smell. It was so nasty. Later on, I found out they do have like some kind of, um, I forgot the term for it, but they have, maybe it's solvents, some kind of solvents of some kind, or that's no smell. I was like, oh, but then it just sounds like a lot. I need to draw Janice. I'll just, I just want to focus on the girl because I think that'll be it after. I did a little bit of painting. Mineral spirits. That's yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no, no, chibi isn't a bad thing. I just mean like, when it's more simplified, you lose a lot of the details. But it's that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it depends, but most times with chibi, I don't mind at all. And with Alphonse Elric, I love chibi version. I would prefer to draw him as a chibi, but yeah, I rarely ever had a problem with chibi characters. I think they're adorable. Maybe if they had too much detail, I'd be like, okay. But then most cases, I'm fine with chibis. But yeah, the one with Vampire Hunter D, it was so rare. I never seen him as a chibi. He's so like dark and menacing and creepy and mysterious and all that. And to see him as a chibi, I was like, what? That's new. I like it. Yeah, odorless minerals. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly it. I don't know why I was thinking solvents, but yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that's an option, but I don't know. I'm just maybe in my 70s. Think about it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're basically chemicals, and then I don't really have good ventilation where I'm at. I think for me to paint with oil paints, I'd have to be literally outside, and I don't want to be outside, so that's like my only option. There's also the garage, but it's too crowded. Oh yeah, yeah. I think yeah, I'm not familiar with oil paints, but I do remember solvents and then mineral spirits, and then I was like, those sound familiar. Yes, brain fog. How are you? But I was on the mark more or less. Okay, it's a little bit better now. Thank goodness. I was a little concerned for a second. Yeah, I think you missed. I did a live stream. I think I told you already, or I mentioned it before. Like, I did a live stream where the camera was facing me. So I had a technical face reveal. It's not a real face reveal because I've shown my face on YouTube and Insta before, but because I'm not that popular, most people don't really care. Um, and the few that do care, they're it seems to be perverts. But what was it? I was only doing like a show, like a very brief unboxing of some of the stuff, free gifts we received from the Black Myth Wukong concert, and they're freaking amazing. I'm like, why are you always giving us stuff? But at the same time, like, gimme, I like free stuff. But then, while I was showing my, well, I also was still in my evening gown stuff and makeup. It wasn't that extreme, but yeah, I was still pretty much dressed nicely, but then someone was saying very unsavory things online that really pissed me off. And then I even mentioned my husband's here because he was literally going back and forth in the room, and I was saying that out loud, but he was just saying very gross things, implying things rather. And so I had to eventually, well, I deleted his comments, and then eventually I had to remove him from my channel. And I was like, well, that ruined my experience for showing my face after a long while, and so I guess I blame that person. Yeah, and then but the funny thing is that one didn't upset me as much. You would think, "Oh gosh, yeah, that's horrible." I mean, it would there's worse things than what he said. I've been online long enough. But what upset me more was my arm fats were exposed, and they were really fat and they were jiggly, and that really irked the hell out of me because I didn't notice it until I rewatched it. I watch my videos every time I finish doing the live stream to see if there's anything weird or things I don't like, and my arm fat was just jiggling all over the place when I was reaching over for some new item. And I was like, "Oh my god, that's so ugh." Cuz I have big arms. It doesn't look as big in person, but then when it's captured on camera and on video and apparently live stream, it's so I hate it. And so right after I saw that arm flab, I set it to private. I was like, I am not showcasing it, and then some random person sees it and makes fun of me. I know that's just, oh, that's some random. You'd be surprised how something that you are uncomfortable with becomes viral. And I did not want to jump into that demographic anytime in this lifetime, so I set it to private as soon as I can. Yeah, yeah. I don't have that right now, so I don't expect people to like help me out too much. I'm too used to doing stuff by myself half the time. But when I figured out how to remove them, I have to do it myself. I mean, I think if I had a lot more people and it was a lot more out of control, I think I would then have to seek out moderators to help me out. But when it's like now, it's totally fine. I'm not that popular. So that's why I want to maintain this lack of popularity so I don't have to worry about those weirdos jumping in there saying unsavory things when I'm trying to have a more respectable kind of environment. And then also those negative comments, while I can clap back, I don't want that kind of theme going on my channel, on my accounts. I will leave it there for like, you see me react, but then at the same time, I don't want that to be a thing. I want to just do it temporarily, then get rid of the person as soon as possible. Like remove them from my channel or ban them, etc. Not anything, extreme, obviously. I just don't want that kind of mood or dare I say vibe in my channel because it's like I don't want that crap here. And then I don't want people encouraging that behavior in my channel as well because there's always going to be annoying, sad trolls trying to, you know, poke at you, poke at you. I know. Yeah. Well, I do post myself on Instagram more, but not even then. That's kind of like you have to like side, side scroll to even look. And I do vouch on people being too lazy to scroll, and I'm right, and I'm so thankful for that. But like if I started noticing more male attention especially, then I'd be like, okay, I need to like either set it to private or put it to less because it's like it gets kind of uncomfortable. But for the most part, I don't see that kind of shift um in feedback. So I'm okay, that's fine. Cause yeah, showing yourself online, it's a bit much, especially with AI on the prowl doing their unnecessary unnecessaries. But I tried to vouch on being a lot less popular will not give me a bunch of trouble, but you'd be surprised sometimes. I don't like how that shirt looks. Janice, I'm too lazy to draw you. I'll draw you off camera because the details are too small and I have to like really hone in on that area. Yeah, any sort of attention towards them, it's not worth it. I mean, at most I do it to vent, just to release whatever stress they've provided, and then afterwards I have to move on. That's the only other way. I mean, it's okay to feel annoyed, sad, hurt that it did happen, but at the same time, you kind of have to like not sound like it. Though I do get kind of frazzled or like, what? What are you trying to say? But when I figure, oh, they're just being buttholes, I'm like, okay, I don't have time for this. I gotta get out of here. Like I always say, you're free to leave. I'm not forcing you to be here. You can go. I think I mentioned before. I mentioned several times. Nah, I don't want to talk. But yeah, I do have the few occasions where stupid trolls show up. But yeah, I think over time, while it is annoying, but you have to deal with it by yourself. You don't really have someone like, Mom, there's a troll on my live chat. Can you get rid of you can't be like that, especially as an adult. That's kind of gross, but at the same time, it's an ongoing learning experience. Plus, it helps to be used to being customer service. So, my God, I'd rather deal with online trolls to some degree, rather than people in real life. Though the line starts blurring when people online start visiting you in real life. That's also scary. I've seen scary stories about that stuff. Ugh, where streamers are stalked by their, I don't want to say benefactors, but people who pay for their content. And it's not like OnlyFans. It's more like, you know, the live streamers that get like donations by a lot, and then the parasocial relationships, and then they realize, oh, they have a boyfriend. Oh, she is paying more attention to this other person who gave her money, and then they go crazy and find that. I don't want to be like that. That stuff's scary as hell. That's why I'm like, I was also super hesitant about doing live streams. But yeah, um, I have to start like, I don't like you, get away from me. Okay, hopefully that's correct. I'm so slow at drawing this girl. Wait, what time is it? Let me check the time. 11:20. Oh yeah, okay. I probably have to sleep soon, but I'm like, I want to do some drawing before I go to bed. I wish I was better at drawing though. I should practice more, but I just do it for fun. Are you running out on me? See, always these freaking microns. They've been giving me a hard time. I'm not even drawing on ink, on paint, dried acrylic paint this time, and it's still giving me a hard time. Like, I just bought you like a few months ago, and you're causing trouble. Yeah, that's all you can really do. Yeah, I'm pretty much like that. But sometimes it takes me a while to figure them out that they are trolls, because I'm like, I can't believe that I've encountered one in the wild. Um, so it takes a while for my brain to process, like, this is happening. Also, being middle aged does that. So I'm like staring at this, like, am I seeing things? Is this person trying to hurt my feelings? It's so weird. It's like, don't you have anything better to do? Come on. Like, buy some micron pens that don't suck. Oh no. Okay, I'll try another one. Lousy Rassafrazin pen. I should draw Yosemite Sam. I was watching some clips of him when he was trying to marry for money, and then the rich lady's much larger son wants to play with his new dad, and He would say the most ratchet things ever, and how delivers those insults, it's so messed up, but still really funny. They're not even swearing, and it's like, my God, that voice and delivery is quite the combination. Also, Foghorn Leghorn. Oh my God. No, no, I like the dog. Foghorn Leghorn, the but oh no, okay. This, yeah, that's very good. Yeah, I do look online sometimes about some artists where they complain about having to. I mean, it's legit complaints. I get it. It's just sometimes they talk about not wanting to branch out from their comfort zones, and one of them is like doing YouTube, and I totally get that because I was like that too. I never saw myself doing live streams. I thought it was the silliest thing ever. I would rather be, I don't know, pooping unicorn farts and gumdrops than seeing myself do YouTube. But at the same time, I was also kind of bored with my, doing the same thing over and over again. So I was like, what else haven't I done? And one of them was live streams. So I was like, let's just see what happens. Yeah, his voice is really fun. Oh, take all the time you need. I just do it because with me with uploads, I already haven't been uploading consistently, so within reason at least. But at the same time, I'm getting lazy already, so I just keep posting so I am motivated because I can totally not post anymore. But I don't want to do that because I know I will totally stop. So I just like, I need to do something, even if it's pictures, even if it's old art, even if it's some silly picture I saw of a horse's big butt statue. I will if it's something that stands out, I'll post. But yeah, it's I just try to keep motivating myself because I can't expect other people to do it for me. I have to do it myself. But it's still fun either way. Just I have to keep doing what I can to keep art in my life, I think, because as you get older, it gets harder and harder, especially if you have family and priorities. And so I notice why a lot of women, especially, don't want to get in relationships and invest in have a marriage and families because you have to give up a handful of stuff, including your hobbies and passions. Sometimes even your career, something happens while you have a kid, because that can happen. So I understand that kind of reasoning to not want to have kids and have a family. But at the same time, I don't know. It's really a different time now. And everything's expensive. So again, I get it. But I just don't like the kinds of people that talk bad about people who have kids and their kids aren't even doing anything. They're just existing and they just talk bad about people with children, people that are married, people who have families. I think they're just bitter and angry that they don't have what they don't have. I mean, they don't have what others have. Yeah, that's what I mean. But the ones that have legit reasons to not want to have kids, I get it. It's a lot of work. And more than half the time, people don't thank you. So I understand. But all I know is I'm not going to have 6 kids. Oh, God. How my mom did it, I don't know. And then I knew a girl, I think she was a year older than me in one of my old Catholic school. I think she was from a family of 10 kids. How do you, oh my God, 10 kids? That's a lot of kids. Yeah, it's understandable. Just the time is like not good now. Sheesh. Especially with our healthcare. My goodness gracious. Not to mention, women face a lot of health factors that can be quite risky the older you get. It's not so much, oh, your eggs will dry up. That's so stupid. I've heard of a few people in their 50s still giving birth. I'm like, how is that? Wow. I guess menopause came late for some women. But even still, it's very risky to have kids in your 40s. Holy crap. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think there was one video I saw an old lady, like maybe she was in her late 50s, and she had tested positive for being pregnant, and they were so upset with her. I was like, what am I? The lady herself who was pregnant, she was like, what am I going to do with this kid? Oh my God. Like she was just, dare I say, crashing out about having another kid in her late 50s. It's like, what? Or I think one of my brother's coworkers had a friend or some other. I'm not sure the situation, but she was like almost 50 and she was going to get twins. And I was like, oh my God. That's And when you grow up with those kids and you're super old and they want to run around and play and you just want to sleep at 6 p.m. Like, geez, that's crazy. That is a that is madness. But there are some situations like that. Shoot, I don't think I want to do that. Oh, someone at the party I was invited to, like a family friend's party on Sunday. I went to. I'm gonna give them a pass because they mean no harm. They're not super rude about it, but they're asking, oh, when are you gonna have your second kid? And I was like, there's a second. I was like, I didn't want to be mean, but she was just asking in a nicer way, so I didn't mind. So if you're kind of rude and crass and just ask me bluntly, like, yo, you're gonna have your second kid, like, what the, ew. But um, I just said, oh, nah, I'm too old. And she's like, well, maybe your body will really hate you having a kid, but yeah, you never know. And I was like, oh, I know. And I think I need to just stay to one. Because my God, like even at 30, that was already risky for me. No, I wasn't 30. I was like 33, 34, about. And actually, it was pretty easy. Everything was easy. I didn't have like the vomiting. I was nauseous at like very strong smelling things and man made things like perfumes and colognes. Oh my God. And top ramen smells. Like it was really random. But then also cooked rice was really strong. I was like, ooh, what the hell? But when I took prenatal vitamins, I was brain. I had no problems. So I don't know what those other women were doing when they were puking their guts out for like months at a time. I don't know what they're doing, but I just took my prenatal vitamins and I was right. I was all right. But then after a year after, that was the weird part. I was fine during the childbirth. I was fine during um, postpartum, but then not fully postpartum because I think a year after, my health was declining like really bad and I couldn't even eat very much. And I was in and out of the ER and I was like, what the hell is this? No one in my family had this. So they had no idea. So I was like trying to figure out what the heck's going on with me. It was scary because I was nauseous all the time and I couldn't figure out why. And I felt bad for my kid because I can't do as much as I wanted to do. So yeah, that's the thing about having kids. You might have some health problems not that time, before, during, after. It could be a whole year after. It's freaking annoying. And every woman's different. So you cannot say, "Oh, I didn't have that problem." Like, congratulations, I do. So yeah, I don't know if I should talk about my pregnancy stuff just because I don't know, some people are sick of that stuff, but there wasn't really much story except I did needle felting while I was in labor. Yeah. And then there are some extreme cases like you gain a lot of baby weight and the baby weight won't come off. And then there were stories of men leaving their wives because they can't remove that, pregnancy weight. Like, Jesus, that's terrible. And then there's all these crazy stories about ever life changing after having a kid. Freaking nuts. A lot of it negative, but not all of the time. Just the extreme. Oh my god, I did this one wrong. But yeah, you can see why a lot of women like I don't want that life. And you don't know what kind of person they are until years later when a kid is in the picture. That's another scary thing too. I don't know why I'm talking about this while I'm drawing. I'm just going off the top of my head. But yeah, I also don't really have other friends to talk about this stuff in real life because I had my kid late. While a lot of the people women I knew, or friends I knew, or classmates I knew, were having kids as early as high school. And then also in college, some of my classmates were already pregnant. You know, they were usually the party people having kids early on. And so the people I was friends with, most of them did not fly that way. But there were a few instances, like maybe a friend or two. Oh, I have a kid, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I just never see them ever again. And I can't say, oh, that's bad, because that happened to me with one of my friends as well. She did not care about the married life, the life with children, not even a boyfriend, and then just drifted apart. That's what happened. And then there's a lot of videos on YouTube. Um, I don't know if you would want to look at those where they mention I'm in my 30s and I have no friends and I'm okay with it. Like I've been seeing that sometimes. And then I clicked on one or two just cuz like what's up with that? Okay, fine. What's the big whoop? And then it's like, okay, that's all right. That's what happens as you get older. And then once when I after I watch, I get a slew of a buttload of people also having no friends, and they're in their 40s, 50s, 30s, early 20s, even 21, no friends. I was like, "Whoa. Huh. That's interesting. Kind of messed up, but I see." But then I have to keep eventually saying not interested, so I don't keep getting that in my feed. So while I feel bad for all of them, at the same time, I can't be looking at that all the time. And then um, sharing similar rapport, like, oh, maybe I'm like that too. I'm like, yeah, but eh. I just hope they figure something out with what they got in front of them. They can only do so much. But yeah, the internet's crazy. There's a whole bunch of things out there. They're mostly good, but recently, sheesh. Oh, have you heard about those Chinese AI robots that they're trying to sell for like 17,000 bananas? Uh, like they look like those Japanese sex dolls, but they can move. I'm like, and they focus more on the women AI dolls or AI robots more than the men. You can tell how much effort they put on the women versus the men. The women, well, I know some of them are just real women pretending to look like robots. I know already, but even from the facial features and the movements sometimes are a lot more developed for the women than when you see the guy just shuffling over the guy robot. You can tell they focus so much time and money on the women robots, and then the men is just shuffling over like a very stiff crab. And he clearly looks like a robot more so than the women. The women also looks like a robot, but it's still there's more effort put into it. Oh, that's interesting. What movie's that? Yeah, yeah, they've been around a while already. Um, just yeah, I think especially in China, they're and maybe Japan. I haven't paid attention to Japan because they're hyper focused on the ones in China right now because they're already up for sale, and I think they already have pre-orders. I was like, wow, people must have $17,500 lying around to buy this stuff because they're already ordering that stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess. It's so weird. Don't even get me started with the comments. You look at that stuff long enough, it's really degenerate. I was like, sheesh. Like, do you have money to buy that? Ugh, so gross. Sorry, I'm just trying to see what I'm doing here. Yeah, no problem. It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. Sometimes I've seen it in passing and then I forgot what it was. That happens a lot. I'm just going to draw the tiny mosquitoes and then call it a day or night. But yeah, thankfully the tiny mosquitoes. Oh, they don't even have wings. What the hell? Oh, nah, no worries. Yeah, whenever you can is fine. If not, that's totally fine too. It does sound, that's an interesting synopsis. Synopsis. I can't, my brain, oh my gosh. I know I can talk, but I swear my brain just like, guess what? You're middle aged. You're going to talk weird and sound dumber than you used to sound like. Like, oh, thank you. Like, I want to sound intelligent, but my brain decides, you know what? You don't have to. Let's sound 50 times dumber and let's see how people respond. you know. Typical brain. Um, Not necessarily. I don't have, wait, let me check. Oh, oh, my stuff almost fell down. I was like, oh my god. Good thing I didn't. My bears. It's okay. They're dry now. It's fine. Okay, actually, let me close this. I'm not going. Oh, everything's just falling down. As long as it's not the water. Ugh. Who wants to drink? No one. I'm not drinking paint water. I haven't had that instance where I mixed up like my drinkity drink with paint water yet, and I want to keep it that way. Or maybe I'm not that good of an artist if I don't drink paint water. I don't know. Let me see. Do I have a comic book? Some of them are old pages. Oh my god, I remember this, but it's just okay. Death Blow. When did I get that? Oh my god, these ads. Sometimes I only like the comic books because of their old ads. Like, what the heck, man? This is, I think I read this, but I only got it because not Weapon Zero. Gen 13 is on there. Hmm. Oh gosh, this one, I don't like the art in this one. This one looks kind of yuck. Yeah, I was reading comic books in here, and then I got kind of. Oh, I don't think I opened this one. Oh, I'm opening. Yeah, I wouldn't make a really good comic book collector because I open things and read them. A lot of these collectors don't even open their stuff. I was like, geez, that sucks. Right, let's see. So there's a big alien thingy here, I guess. And then that's her. She's almost as big as that thing, and that thing is already pretty big. Just my phone. I used to use a webcam and a stand, but for whatever reason, that format, it doesn't garner any people at all. Like maybe one or two people pass by and they leave, and then my friends, and they have lives, so I don't expect them to always come at my beck and call. It would be nice. I'm just kidding. No, no. I get we all have lives, but at the same time, though, um, yeah, it's the webcam layout wasn't working out for me. I mean, maybe I'll try again later, but I gotta find it because I stashed it. Okay, so here's her with her armor. Okay, this is a better example. Like right here, that's her with her armor. I like her armor. I thought hers was really cute. Like, why can't they all, like, isn't she cold? She needs a sweater and some leggings because how would you fight if you're cold half the time? I'd be pissed off, you know? Yeah, everyone got clothing, but she's 16, I think. She's 16. Yeah, that's what it does. Like, I think there is a pic. I'm not sure because she already has her armor on. Yeah, it kind of crawls out from somewhere. Actually, I don't know where it crawls out from. Their butt? I don't know. But yeah, it was really big back then with that bio armor, the living armor that comes out of God knows. It just appears out of nowhere. Uh, okay, just for scale, this is how big she is. But I'm not sure if that's as accurate. Like, that's a freaking 10, 12-year-old girl. I forgot how old she was, but she was definitely the youngest of the bunch. But that's how massive she is. What the heck? Let me see. I think she's in, the armor coming out is from this one. Huh? What? I don't have a good episode comic book, but okay. So you can kind of see from here. I don't know why the issues I have are not the ones that are going to explain it well, but you can tell from here that it's trying to cover their face and cover their appendages and their body and stuff. But for whatever reason, hers wasn't coming out. I was like, what? Yeah, I don't know where they come out from. Like maybe from their skin. Like I think I showed this already, but like you can see it forming into the armor. So I was like, okay, I see. Yeah, that's what else she also reminded me of. I wonder if they were inspired by Max. This one I think came later. I don't. I need to look at the time, the dates or years rather. Um, she is very reminiscent of Max, but I'm not sure who was bigger. But she looks definitely bigger. Oh, sorry. What time is it now? Okay, 11:45. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a lot of comic books anymore. Well, I don't have that much. I usually just read. I just bummed off my brother because my oldest brother because he's the one who's collecting comics. I don't even know if he keeps track of them now, but I'm kind of glad Weapon Zero didn't last as long as X-Men. I do enjoy like a short series rather than a long one where it's just so long that they have to make up something out of nothing or bringing back dead characters. Like just stay dead. You don't have to bring them up, you know, or bring up old stories and this and that. It was really annoying how they would just revive characters. I forgot who died. Psylocke or Colossus. I think Psylocke died again and then also, they mentioned X-Men died, and then they were brought back to life, and that was in the 80s. Ooh, nice. Those sound cool. Yeah, I think it is the nanorobot stuff. I wasn't too clear on. I need to actually read the comic books. Oh my gosh. I don't know why they remind me of those sea monkeys rather than aliens. I need to try writing too, but I hate writing. I tried to write a little bit, just like a creative short writing thing, and then I got stuck in about 30 minutes. Oh, really? Oh, nice. I haven't watched it yet, the one where Wolverine is with Deadpool. So I was kind of curious because they did have the Deadpool dog. I don't know the name of the dog, but I just remember seeing a Deadpool dog. And it was like this little scraggly thing, but it still looked cute. I still like the little dog. And I was like, oh, I think that was the only motivator for me to want to watch that movie, just because there was a dog. And I think I watched Superman because there was a dog there too, but it wasn't there that much. But I was like, oh, that's cute. I want one. Oh, should I try to draw Janice? Okay, I think that's all I can do for now because I need to include friggin' Janice. But I think I have to do that off camera because it's already almost midnight and I have to. Well, I'm gonna clean up a bit, so that's fine. So, oh gosh, I am supposed to clean up before tomorrow, but oh well. I only drew Wolverine 2 times, one as a sketch and one as a card. I don't think I ever drew him in a full body picture of Wolverine, but everyone has and their grandmamas drawn Wolverine, so I was like, I have nothing to contribute. But after that one time, I should draw Nightcrawler at some point. I keep saying I will, but I have a friend who draws Nightcrawler so cool, and I'm like, oh, you already drew. Why bother? And so I was like, oh, I should probably actually draw Nightcrawler instead of having see someone else's work and just get lazy afterwards. Not because I'm intimidated. Well, partial intimidation, but I just get lazy later. Aw, oh, that's great. Happy to help. I like being helpful than distracting and causing people to get lazy, which has happened before. And they say it's your fault. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, but you had fun, right? So I do like these bears. So I will try to finish the whole bag of them later. It's just I don't. I have to try to find different colors. I don't want to do like, well, these two look very similar, but this has more pink to it. Oh, cool. Feel free to show me that. I'm always curious about seeing other people's work. Like I like my work too, but every so often I rather look at other people's work than mine if I look at mine too long. But yeah, I need to. I keep saying I should draw more Venom. Like no way, I drew Venom a lot already by my standard. Um, but I will like I want to draw the candy version they have on a video game where he has a big jiggly butt. I want to do that one, but kind of tweak the costume more because it's a bit too excessive for me. I might make the butt bigger though. Those butts are funny. But yeah, I do like it's nice to inspire people than discouraging and making them feel bad for trying. I hate when people do that. Like, why bother try? You're gonna suck. I've heard artists say that before, and that really pissed me off. I was like, why are you discouraging people trying to start something? And then on the other side of the coin, art is quite competitive, and they don't want others reaching the top before they do, and so they like to sabotage others, discourage them, tell them, hey, art's not for you. But what if it is for them? And it turns out they're better than it than you are. And then you're like, oh shit, I really need to hustle, you know? But I don't want to discourage. Like, of course, human nature happens. You're going to feel jealous and envious of people better than you. But at the same time, wouldn't you want other people to see their work too? It's nice. But I guess nowadays it's dog eat dog world and they don't want to showcase. But not all of us are like that, I'm pretty sure. But always those butt monkeys like to stand out more than actual good people. Yeah, that's how it be like that. And sometimes I catch myself being like that. I don't like calling it like, oh, I'm a good person because sometimes I see people's work way better than me and I'm always intimidated. There's so much like people who do sculptures, like very intricately detailed sculptures or drawing entire cities by memory. Like they might be on the spectrum, but they can make amazing pieces of work. Or even like dogs and elephants making little cute paintings with their noses and little feet and then they have more likes than I do. I was like, dang, man, maybe I should be a hippo. Yeah, yeah. Discourage Discouragement will come and go, but it's really down to you how you handle it. And for the most part, I think as long as you enjoy doing what you're doing, you're good to go. If you need a break, take a break. But if you still feel like I have ideas, I want to do something, and do it. That's totally fine. I encourage you to do as much as you can to enjoy what you're doing. Um, but people who don't really do art and they are curious, but they're always second guessing themselves, they're kind of like on the iffy side because it's okay to try, but they're also the kind of people, usually from what I've seen, they're usually too busy. They make excuses for not trying. You can just use a notebook paper for all I care. I don't give a crap. People have done incredible pieces of work on notebook paper and storybooks, but it really depends on the person and them willing to want to try something new that's easily accessible to everybody. Hello, cave paintings. They didn't even have freaking paper. They had sticks and wood and a freaking cave. They didn't second guess themselves at all. So if cavemen can do it, so can you. you know. um, there's also people with no arms, no legs, and they're still drawing. If they can see, that's when I'm like, oh dang, I need to hustle, but in a good way. There's so much talent out there, and you have to not use that as a discouragement or why bother, even though you can feel like that. You just have to choose not to think like that too hard. Or if you are seriously intimidated by way better artists, stop looking at it. Keep scrolling. Say not interested. It's okay. They won't know. They won't know. I do that a lot because if I look on even Pinterest long enough, I will get discouraged a lot. Not directly, but just seeing so much amazing work. And, oh, I have a tiny sketchbook. And then, jeez. But, yeah, for a peace of mind, I just stop looking at their workout. Like, okay, I just have to close Pinterest for a while and I'll feel better. And that usually helps me out. Um, Better artists are inevitable, but you gotta live with it and just do your best. So, oh, I wanted to do tiny sketchbooks. This is even smaller than card art, as you can see. Oh, bowling balls. Okay. This one I don't like. I might change this one. But this is how small it is. It's like a fourth of a size. Sheesh. I didn't do that much. I was just testing it out. So it totally, you can draw it on two sides so far. This I think was um, acrylic paint pens and regular pens. And then, so I might try to draw on two sides to get like, it's about the same size as my card, just a little wider, maybe a little bigger. So I might try that later on. So I like trying different mediums, and then if they have potential to be used more often, then I will use them more often. And I think I got this at a tourist store on Ghirardelli Square where I'm at, but I might just remove that little book of poopadoops. I don't know. They just have random things. I just don't like the price. Like what the heck? But I haven't been there before, so I was like, okay, fine. I'll give it a go. So yeah. Oh no, I didn't make it. I bought it. It was from some store, a tourist store, and they had these tiny notebooks. And I wish I should learn how to make books, but I'm not patient enough. I am patient, but not to this degree. But yeah, I bought it from this touristy store. Oh no, it got all dinged up, but it maybe I could paint over it. I don't know, but you can maybe find something similar on eBay or Amazon or even Etsy. They might have like little sketchbooks. And then I also use tiny sketchbooks from those Sanrio tiny backpacks with usable school supplies. They have that, but I can't find mine. I don't know. They're so small, I misplaced them. Oh my goodness, that's crazy. So yeah, that's all I did so far. I had tiny bears, and I added a purple bear that got half eaten. It's fine. It's just a flesh wound. But I will try to add more because there's not that many bears to paint. So I will try to color these and figure something out with them. Maybe like different kinds of zombie bears. That would be hella cute. And then I can. The other option I was going to do was like maybe use foam clay to fix the holes. But you know what? The missing limbs and missing part of their brain gives them character. So I'm going to leave it at that. Or because I'm lazy, that is also that. I know. Yeah, it's almost $10. It was 7.95, and that's a small book. I need to make books too. But yeah, I lately I've been getting these small sketchbooks because they're so easy to take. I used to bring the bigger ones and also portfolios, but they were too heavy and too much, you know, weight in my bag. So these small ones, I initially I thought, oh, I can't do much with them, but eventually, I can. See, I have Alphonse Elric here in his big panties. So I thought, um, oh no, 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 it's 7.95, but still, it's near $10. That's still expensive. It's like already eight something with sales tax. Sheesh. So yeah, these I like small sketchbooks more, just because they're portable. I don't have to worry so much, but they're still kind of heavy. Whereas this little chicken nugget is quite tiny, and I did bring it with me to China, but I didn't even use it because I was so busy running around and dealing with the jet lag. But I need to also use this more. But hopefully things calm down a bit because I'm always busy. It drives me nuts. Yeah, little books are hella cute. Oh gosh, got it. No, I think someone had drawn like these characters already, and they were kind of pixelated, and I thought the images were so stinking adorable. And this was they had like four or five, and this was my favorite one. I thought it was so cute, and I was like, oh my god, Alphonse Elric in big giant panties. It's not my original idea, but I could never catch the person who originally made them, but definitely something very cute to color later on. Especially, oh gosh, hopefully I finish this, but at least I have my reference and I'll take a picture so I don't always have to take out the comic book. But yeah, I better go now and clean up because I need to brush my teeth and put all my stuff away. I took out so many things. I took out so many things just for this shot. So yeah, thank you again, Identity Obscura, for joining me on this work in progress journey. It's not a journey if you're in your bed all the time. Okay, so I'm gonna go now. Thank you for those who um liked it. I always appreciate it. I need more synonyms, but I'm not very good at getting a thesaurus to save my life, and most of them don't sound as good as appreciate, so I say it as much as I can. Oh, yeah, yeah, totally. Whenever you can is fine. I'm always around. And if I don't respond as fast, I'm probably asleep or eating something. So, yeah, thank you again for joining. You can always rewatch it if you can. This is Delion signing on out. Sorry for those tuning in. I'm a go now. Just rewatch it. Take care. Bye bye.